Hey everybody. I want to start with an apology that I'm late for a reason. I have an emergency situation with mental health going on at work, so I may have to answer the phone or text or something. So I'm going to apologize for that in the beginning. Um, I'm trying to handle a very difficult situation uh, with one of my residents. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Hey Marie. Hey Sophia. Hey Nico. Thank you, Red, for helping me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Mandy. Oh, gosh. I hope you're feeling better, Red and Mandy. Uh, and like I said, I moved the time, thought I would have a little bit more time. Hey, Paige. Thought I would have a little bit more time, but it's just a continuing thing. So I figure I will get on here and get what I can do done. And if I have to excuse myself, I will. How are you, Paige? So I was looking. I actually was not going to use this topic today because there's a lot more that I wanted to bring out when I did this topic. A lot more. Did I? Okay. Oh yeah, life is definitely happening. Trust me on that. So I have a lot more information that I really did want to present with this, but I was watching YouTube and Susan. Hey, Cece, how are you? Oh, oh, you're very welcome. Hello, beautiful. We did. I moved it to 4:30, and I was still a little bit late. I still am dealing with stuff at work. But hey, Beth, how are you, honey? I'm still dealing with stuff at work. So, like I said, if I have to go to my phone, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm not trying to be rude. But until this situation is resolved, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to keep that open. So I had a whole lot of information that I wanted to present when I did this topic. But back to what I was saying is I was watching the news or I'm sorry, wait a minute, let me start over. I was watching YouTube and the Susan Smith parole hearing came on and I was like, are you kidding me? And are you ready? Okay. I'm going to bring Brian on, y'all. He's going to help me today. Hey, Brian.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good. Yep. Sorry, I was just trying to get my little opening here done. Did not mean to be so late. I do apologize for that.
Well, and I got a little hungry, so I had to give you something to eat. So
yeah, I'm sorry. I know. Oh, Beth, no. If Beth, are you at work? Hang on, I need to see something real quick. Beth, are you at work? I don't even know what my own schedule is. Because if you're at work, I do need to say something. That's what I'm trying to deal with right here. Yes, Brian is going to have a conversation with me on this, and he said he didn't really have that much information on it. And I said that's why I wanted him on here, because that's the whole reason. I want someone that doesn't really, just to get a fresh take on what information I do have.
Well, I have my thoughts on the subject of how it's portrayed in the media, whether it's popular culture or the news or anything like that. So you just ask me questions, and you lead the way, my dear. You lead the way.
All right, Beth, call me or text me if you need me, because I've got the son on standby. Daughter's going to get the medication, bring it out there, and I've already texted the doctor on some more medication for PRN. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I'll let you know in a minute when I'm here. Okay. So, hey, Violet. I know I'm working too. Can you tell? So I have a big issue. When I turned that on, I was like, oh, what a stigma is? I absolutely will. In fact, I will not only define it, I will post it. One-armed, so bear with me. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here. And I don't want to give the rest of my stuff away yet. So that one, here we go. Okay. Well, that's little crud. Okay. Yeah, x-rays on the way too. Yeah. Hey, Crystal Phoenix, how are you doing? Okay, so stigma. Thank you, CC, for this because this is actually perfect. So if you go down to the Merriam dictionary right here, what it does is it's a synonym, it's plural, whatever, synonyms of stigma, a set of negative and unfair beliefs that a society or group of people have about something. So, an identifying mark or characteristic, specifically a specific diagnostic sign of a disease. That is a stigma. Hey, Indigo. So, it gets way down, but just the basic meaning of stigma from Merriam-Webster is a set of negative and unfair beliefs that a society or group of people have about something. So, the stigma of mental health in hey Ben, how are you? Okay, stop sharing. There we go. So I can get back to this one. The stigma on mental health. I got and Ben, I should have tried to get in touch with you earlier on this one too, because I know you had some stuff to say about this. I'm watching the Susan Smith parole hearing, and I don't know if any of you are even old enough to remember who she is. Some of them, she's older than some of the people in here.
I remember. Oh, I remember quite well.
Sickening.
Yeah, I guess
hey Laura,
the line that comes to mind is she wasn't right in the head.
See, there you go. That's where it was put out there that she has all the psychiatric issues, right?
Because you automatically think motherly instinct, protect your mother's the number one duty of a mother is to protect their children, not do what she did for whatever she got from that guy. That's horrific, and we have to assign something. She just might just be a flawed person, and we automatically have to think she's off of her rocker. Because I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that.
Nope. So do you want to know what the bottom line was? And I wanted to have this pulled up. Let me change this over. You're absolutely right. A mother's first instinct should be to take care of her child.
Yeah.
Okay, does everybody in here, hey Georgie, does everybody in here know the Susan Smith story? Because I know it's probably older than most of you in here.
Okay, you want me to tell it?
Yeah, go ahead while I'm pulling this up. That would be great.
Okay, Susan Smith, she was from Union, South Carolina. And she made a big stink. She reported her children missing, supposedly kidnapped by a black man. It's little boys, like
in a toboggan. In a toboggan. They were 3 and 5.
Under 5 years old, 2 of them. And it was after she just made some stupid moves. It was found out that it was actually her who put them asleep in their car seats in the back of her car and pushed it into a lake and drowned them. Because the dude she was messing around on her husband with didn't want children.
There you go. Now, there you go, Brian. You just said it. There. Yes, right there. Okay.
So any rational person would think there's all kinds of. She could have gave the kids up to the dad.
Yes, the dad
for adoption. There was 10 million things the woman could have done than what she did. So I don't like to get biblical here, but maybe sometimes the punishment should fit the crime. That's all I'm going to say. about that.
Okay, so
But
they went to go for the death penalty, or
I
there was a choice of the death penalty or life in prison. Okay,
yeah,
back in 1990, it was 1995 when she was convicted.
because it
Okay,
happened in
in
94.
90, yeah, in 95, life didn't mean life. Life didn't mean life until 1996, but the jury was not allowed to know that.
Yeah.
The jury was not allowed to know at all that, hey, witness, was not allowed to know at all that
Yeah.
that that
Yeah.
life didn't mean life. The judge couldn't even tell them. It was against the law in South
Yeah.
Carolina for them. Life didn't
Yeah.
mean
I didn't
life
know that.
until 95. I mean
Well,
96, a year later.
so
So
she's
they
in.
didn't get the death penalty. They gave her life, and little
So
did they know that 30 years she could get out she could come up for parole. And
so
I
she's
walked
she's our age, right? She's in her early 50s.
yeah.
Personally, I think she should rot for the rest of her damn life in prison. You know.
And I'm probably going to get copyright struck, but I will give the fair use thing on this since it was, and I will make sure I put the description in. I mean
Well, if it
the
was a news story or something like that, you shouldn't have too
yeah, it's on
many.
the news. It's on the news.
You
So
shouldn't have too many.
I'm just looking at the part I wanted to see real quick. I should have had this time stamped. Let me see. Hang on.
Because it.
Let me
Yeah.
show this. Yes, she's okay. So that is what it ended up. That's what ended up at the end of here. That okay. Thank you, Beth. So I know I can't play all of this. I'm just trying to get to I want to get to the part that she needed. Not okay. So wait, let me frame this part of it. Not only did she drown her children in that car, had them strapped in.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was trying to take her own life, but the sweatshirt she was wearing belonged to her lover that she was cheating on her husband with and was not wet at all. So she never went in that car in the water.
Yeah. She was
On the news with that sweatshirt on. I mean,
she deliberately, with malice of forethought, I
yes.
think it did that. And in a just
Yeah.
society, you know,
The bad thing
yeah,
is that
yeah.
wait, Cece says, is it a stigma to think that one could not be corrected? I like to think she could have, but haven't watched the recent interviews. Okay, so Cece, her 4 days ago was her 5 days ago, I'm sorry, was her parole hearing.
Okay.
She's been in so much trouble. One of the guards in in one of the prisons that she was at actually had to resign because he was having sex with her, and also another
Oh
one.
yeah, she's
And
not going to get parole. She's not going to get parole.
she blamed she blamed a black man in a toboggan, and like the prosecutor said, how in the heck, how many people got pulled over in a red whatever Mazda or whatever she was in? Yeah, she slept with 2 guards. She's gotten drug and alcohol offenses. She's
Yeah,
not changed in prison. Her behavior hasn't changed.
yeah, she's probably
As much
not
as
going
she likes to spin it, you know. I
Yeah,
would
but
love to think that she changed and that she had a horrible childhood. I'm not going to say she didn't, but the way the media had started portraying it was all about mental health. That it had to be. Nobody in the right mind could do this to 2 children.
exactly, like Fraser Crane said to Cliff Clavin one time, "What color's the sky in your world?" That's what you think.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've never had the pleasure or responsibility, curse, or whatever you want to call it, of having a kid. I got dogs; they're just as bad, and I wouldn't even think about doing that to my damn dogs. Let alone a kid.
Yeah, and it was all because the man that she was cheating on her husband with did not want children.
Want children? Yes.
Yeah. She was 23 at the time.
Okay, so that was she's 52. She's our age. Yeah, she's in her early 50s now since that was 30. Yeah.
Yeah. She was 23 when it happened. She was convicted in 25. And then in 96, 95 and in 96, actually life meant life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up this transcript and play just a little bit of it.
Okay.
And this is what made me so upset when I was watching this. I was like, no, see. Okay, here we go.
You want me to read that?
Hang on, I'm fixing to share the screen.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're gonna play this one. So let me get over here to share the screen. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Violet, they may have been. Yes, TC, yes. The husband is remarried and has a daughter.
Yeah.
And she's never gonna see her two. Her two.
Either way, whether she was, there was some infidelity going on with her around there, anyways. Because I think dude had a girlfriend or a wife too, right? I'm not for sure.
Let's see.
Yeah, they were already split up. Maybe they were split up because dude. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but somebody let me know on here if y'all can make sure. I want to make sure everybody can hear this.
At the time that this incident occurred,
can y'all hear it?
Brian? Life with the eligibility of parole, so that's why she is here today.
Be right back.
We want to speak about the crime. There are some things, and that's not out of disrespect. We were very concerned about that. Today is Susan's parole hearing, and so today is going to be about Susan, and I want to make sure that the things that are important not only to her but to this hearing, this board, are presented. And I want to thank you in advance for your time to listen to everything. This story is really a mental health story. Some of this stuff, I've known Susan for a couple of years, and we've been working on this case. One of the things when I first...
Okay. This story is a mental health story.
Was that her lawyer?
That was her parole attorney. She's been, I guess. Yeah.
Of course, her lawyer is going to say this was a mental health issue.
Yes. But look at her. That is her live picture right there while she was in.
Oh, my Lord.
That is her. Okay.
That looks nothing like she looked in the 90s.
Trying to kind of figure out some rhyme or reason as to, how these things have happened, and was able to find and have someone come to see her on a routine basis for counseling, and also to try to help her, through the daily things with Department of Corrections. As a result, that's kind of...
Okay, so I'm going to skip. So the lawyer's trying to make out the case that it's, here we go.
Susan was hospitalized as a young teen for a short period of time for mental health treatment. And not to disparage anybody, but her mom was telling folks that she was in the hospital because she had a strep infection. So those were things that we didn't talk about. Those were things that were pushed under the rug, so to speak, because they were embarrassing. They showed weakness.
Okay, so there you go. There's pushed under the rug. Right, guys? Okay. So let's see if there's anything that comes out of this hearing. People understand that there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing and no reason to reach out and seek treatment. And there is certainly no stigma that should be involved in trying to better yourself and help yourself for yourself and other members of the family, even for everyone. Susan, moving on. Susan, so he's saying that there should be no, there shouldn't be any stigma put on it. But the first thing he screams is this is a mental health thing. And it's not. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, it's not. The reason is, and the parole board came up with the right hearing. In my opinion, the right thing.
So
go ahead, Brian, while I look for this, please.
What did they decide? Did she?
Oh, it was
unanimous?
It was unanimous. No.
Okay.
For two things: the maliciousness of the crime, and for her institutional record.
Okay, so good. Okay, yeah, it'll probably if she ever gets out, it'll be a long time from now, Yeah, she doesn't that whew, I
Here we
don't know.
go. Here we go. Wait.
Yeah, Mandy.
I should have already marked this off.
And it was at the time. Okay, at the time, black men were the boogeymen. We're all evil.
Not even the black man. What if they would have said, she would have said that the dad took the kids?
Oh yeah, but especially not to get into the racism part of it.
Yeah, but that was in the 90s. We all know how it is. And
yeah, it's in the 90s, especially in the South.
Yes, exactly.
And in some ways it hasn't got much better. But
Susan is in the care for animals and being involved in that area. Okay, that's pretty deadgum scary. If you can do that to your 2 children and you're allowed to be with animals? No. Okay, so
oh yeah.
Is
bring up.
Okay, let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Just so you can hear.
Especially sorry to the others that I had to find them. I
So
wish I could take that back. I really do.
That's her.
I didn't lie to get away with it. I really didn't. I was just scared. I didn't know how I could tell the people that loved him that they would never see him again. I didn't know how I could tell David he couldn't see his son again. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I know that's not enough. I know it's not, but I don't know. I know those just sound like words, but they come from my heart. They really do.
Hey, Papa.
One of the things that we review is your institutional record, and you've had some infractions throughout the years, some involving the use of some narcotics. Do you have any issues with drugs or alcohol at this point?
I don't. No, ma'am, I don't.
And you had a recent disciplinary infraction just a few months ago. So why should this board think that if we grant you parole that you're going to go out and follow the rules and the laws of society if you do not follow the rules within the institution?
Well, this last infraction, I was trusting the wrong person.
There we go. Okay, so what did she do? Immediately went to blaming someone else. She never took responsibility for what her last infraction was. And there is no actual tears. You're right. There's not. She literally doesn't care about anyone but herself. Okay, so she blames all that on somebody else, and then let's see that we get to. No, this is her witness. She only had 2 people that spoke for her. One was a reverend or something. Where's it at? Okay, so these are the people that came in and they introduced themselves.
Well, I know you had that sped up, right?
Yes, I did. That's why I
sped up the term crocodile tears.
Well, actually, that's a good idea. Let me go back just a minute. Let's do this. Let me slow it down.
Yeah, slow it. Put it to regular speed.
Regular speed, yeah.
Just to see,
thank you.
Because the term, like I said, the term it might be, I don't know, just to make sure the crying was as insincere as it seems.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, very sorry. I am.
It's okay, Susan. Just talk with us.
Those are the 2 people
I know
that had.
what I did was horrible.
Okay.
And I don't
Yeah,
know anything if I can go back
Ian.
and change it.
Ian, please pop in here.
And I love Michael and Alice with all my heart.
So that is literally that's real time slow down.
yeah. The grief does not seem. There doesn't seem the grief does not seem genuine, and it doesn't seem in like any contrition. You know what I mean?
Actually, right?
Yeah, and that's yeah, and
Yes, yeah, I agree.
especially because they pointed out, like you said, that at the end of her little thing there, she did not take responsibility for her
For
most.
even an infraction, yeah,
Yeah,
that happened inside.
yeah,
So that
and
okay,
you'd think a rational person here again, rational person going, okay, I messed up in my early 20s. I'll have at least
hey
20 or
Amy.
30 years if I'm good for
Oh, really?
25.
I didn't know that, Amy. Go
If
ahead,
I'm
Brian.
good, if I'm good until I'm 45, 50 years old, at least I might have a chance of some type of life out of there,
Mm-hmm.
Again, a rational person.
It's yes, and that's how you have to judge it on a rational person. And you
Yeah.
would think that so here is yeah, I'm gonna try to keep up with the questions. Red has to go, so bear with me. Because I'm looking at this other screen. Okay, so here we go. Okay.
Who would like to speak first?
I'll speak first, please, ma'am.
Thank you.
There's the dad right there.
So I'm Tommy Pope. I was the 16th Circuit Solicitor, and this was a death penalty case. And the reason it was a death penalty case, the solicitor has that discretion, but the reason it was a death penalty case, the facts and circumstances. And I just felt strongly that had the black man with the toboggan committed the crime, people would expect a death penalty. If David Smith had committed the crime, people would expected the death penalty. And I thought it was very important that the portrayal that Susan Smith showed, that she be treated the same. We knew it was going to be difficult. We knew there was a likelihood of not achieving the death penalty. But I think it's important to note the jury at the time actually asked, what did life mean? And if you may be aware, but in that time, life did not mean life. Life became life in 96. We tried the case in 95. So the jury was asked, and the judge was required to instruct the jury that you take life and death in its plain and usual meaning. Carrying that forward, the jury showed her mercy. The jury gave her a life sentence. But one of the jurors, or more of the jurors, after the fact, and speaking to the media, said that they believed the life sentence was the greater punishment because they believed that Susan should have to reflect on what she did to Michael and Alex, that she should have to spend the rest of her life thinking about what she'd done. The two fallacies in that logic that the jury could not have known are, number one, obviously we're here today, so life did not mean life. Number two, and you have it before you, Susan's conduct from the day she rolled the kids in the lake, the defense claimed a botched suicide, but she was able to save herself. She was able to blame a black guy. She wasn't wet. She wasn't injured when she runs to the house and concocts this story. Susan has always focused on Susan. I will believe to the end of my time that Susan made a horrible, horrible choice to choose a man over her family. I said the boys were in the car, her wedding gown was in the car, her wedding album was in the car. She thought in a nice package she could roll that away. If she could have put David in the car, he would have been there too. In a nice package, she could roll that away and start this new life with this other man. And she left.
Okay. So it was all over the media that it was mental health, things that happened in her past, things like this. I'm like, we all have trauma. We've all had crap done to us. We all don't go do this to our children.
Yeah. I had a crappy childhood. I saw crappy crap and crappy crap. I saw stuff and had stuff happen, and there's no way on God's green earth I would even contemplate doing something like that. I look at my dogs and I'm thinking, would I do that to my dogs? No. I wouldn't do something like that to my
Here we
dog,
go.
let alone would I
I
do
know,
it.
my dog, but they're letting her play with animals now or whatever
Yeah.
she's doing. Here we go. This man that says it right here.
Susan Smith by her boyfriend, the man she was cheating on her husband with, who told her in the note that he could not be with her anymore because he didn't want children, and that they had no long-term future because he didn't want children. And then 1 week later, she's rolling her car down the ramp at John D. Long Lake with her 2 children strapped into the back. She betrayed her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that sound like someone with a mental health issue when they have the ability to forethink, plan, forethought, the malice, all of it was there, even the greed.
That does sound. That sounds like someone who is thinking, but not thinking the way that society believes she should think.
Right. Right. No, you're exactly right on that, Brian. Yeah. And it was saying that let's see. Where's it at? Trauma. Yeah, this is where he says
In court and listened to him testify. And it was heart-wrenching as he described that his hopes and dreams for the future were destroyed that night when she killed their 2 children. This didn't just traumatize him. It traumatized Union. It traumatized South Carolina, the entire country.
Oh, yeah.
In the grips of her lie and her treachery.
Oh, God, yeah.
The entire country. This was a global sensation. People were fixated on this. They're not the only victims. And on behalf of the community that I represent now, I don't believe she should ever be released from jail until the last person alive who remembers Michael and Alex is dead. And that will not be in her lifetime. She should never be released. She should not be released now. His hopes and dreams were dashed. I hope you dash hers today and every 2 years hereafter.
Tell me that ain't a bad prosecutor.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Well, he yeah.
I mean, he had to live through that. He had to live through that.
Yeah.
And
you can tell that he's passionate about what. Yeah.
Yes.
And
let's see. I'm not going to play some of this. Some of this is horrible that I don't need to play on here, especially for me either right now. So, but let's see. What is this one? Okay, so this is the dad.
She took that from us. Oh,
no, it's his sister.
I know she wants
No,
to be free after almost serving 30 years. No, life should mean life. I'm respectfully asking you to please deny her request for parole. Thank you.
That's her own
David's sister.
Okay, I was like, that's her.
Yeah, that's David's
okay,
sister.
So that's the sister-in-law. Okay.
That's the sister.
Okay.
That's David. That's David's sister. Yes.
Susan's sister.
That's her sister-in-law. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. This is just let's see. There's one part that it's sad. It's really sad to listen to them have to go through this now every 2 years. And this is where the stepdaughter or the half sister talks. But
so say she lives to be 85. They got to do this another 50
every
times.
2 years. Yes.
Yeah, that's sad. I feel sorry for these people. Yeah. It's yeah.
Let's see. Is this the father? Okay, here's David.
As their father. God gives us free choice. And she made free choice that night to end her life. This wasn't a tragic mistake. It wasn't something that she didn't mean to do. She purposely meant to end their life. I never have felt any remorse from her for it. She's never expressed any to me. I never seen it on paper. You've heard, she changed my life for the rest of my life that night. Some for the better, some for the worse, but what she did, not only to Michael and Alex, she came pretty close to causing me to end my life because of the grief that she brought upon me.
So, yeah, Deandra, yeah, that's sad to hear this father sit here say that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, right, witness. I mean, how? I mean, I don't even understand really. I give this man all props, because he went on to make it. But what is really sad is he stated that he doesn't. It wasn't in the parole hearing. This one, it was in the same news. They did a story right before it, the day before the parole hearing, and they laid out the whole case again for everybody to remember it before her parole hearing come up. And he said he does not remember his sons anymore because it's been 30 years.
And just
And
think,
he was, it's sad.
and just think they'd be in their mid-30s, now. They'd be the age, they'd be the age I was when I was in the Navy seeing the world.
The only thing I can
Yeah.
the only thing I can get out of this is I wanted to go right down here. Okay, right here. Let me make this big. This is the very last part of
I'll answer for you shortly. Thank you so much for being here.
Watch their votes. And it's quick too. Like, thank you, Blake. Right, Amy? Yeah. Watch the votes that comes up on the screen. That's how quick.
To recuse herself. Ms. Susan Smith is denied parole. The vote is unanimous. Numbers 1 and 6. Thank you.
Nature and serious set of current offense and institutional record is unfavorable.
The time now is 12:51 p.m. We will pause our recording.
Okay. So that is, there you
Well,
go. Wait, in our court system, you have the ability to appeal your conviction and also get the right to parole to avoid unfair sentencings like you'd have. Yeah, but see, you get a right to parole, but you don't get a right to parole if you're convicted for life.
yeah, it just
Life
depends
used to mean life,
It
now you're eligible for, unless you are eligible for parole after so many years,
well,
like the Danny Masterson case.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It just depends upon the statutes and what they're convicted under and all that stuff. And like Sophia says up here, it may feel wrong and icky that there's a reason justice is blind. At least
There's a reason that lady wears a blindfold.
yeah, but at least in this case, justice was done for those kids.
Yeah, and I agree with what David said. So every or the prosecutor, every last person that knew them is gone. She should not be able to get out. But in the media, she was portrayed as, it was all about mental illness. Ben, Ben, were you in here just a while ago when I played her? Oh, you don't? Crap. I thought y'all was trying to get you to watch her body language during this. Because it's so fake. I'm sorry. Let me, hey, if y'all don't mind, I want Ben to watch just a second of this. This is her, Ben.
She blamed herself.
Is that at normal speed?
Depression that existed.
Oh yeah, wait, I need to stop it. Yeah, let me slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down. That way you can get a.
Yeah, Ben, tell me what you think. Let's see. All right, now it's slowed down, and I need to get over to her. Okay.
My mind, I thought, was doing what was best for them.
No.
in her face.
Yeah, Mandy.
Look at her face right
than
there.
she's ever been.
Yeah.
And that is I think she thinks is
I'm trying to get to her.
different.
Look, she doesn't
Yeah,
even have any
consider her
tears here.
for release.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas, and we appreciate all
Yes,
your
ma'am.
comments.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for the very detailed packet that you presented.
Oh yeah, she smiles all the way through
Miss
it.
Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
what would you like to tell us today?
All right, Ben, here you go.
First of all, I want to say how very sorry I am.
It's okay, Susan. Just talk with us.
I know that what I did was horrible. And I would give anything if I could go back and change it.
Fake,
And
exactly.
I love Michael and Alice with all my heart.
Crocodile tears.
Mm-hmm. Mandy,
Drugs or
Mandy, actually, you are right to appeal unless you take a plea agreement. You can appeal.
Yeah, if you take a
Unless you take a plea agreement, you can appeal.
Yeah, if you're convicted, it is automatic. It's
Yeah, and
automatic. You have
Death
to
penalty
exhaust,
and life is automatic appeal.
yeah, especially with those two, because the stakes are so high. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if it was easy for prosecutors to do that to people and not for them, you know, ideally in a just system like we're supposed to have.
Mandy, if it was so Mandy, being right, not congruent with someone who is feeling sorrow at all, and I'm so glad they denied her appeal. Mandy, no, everybody, unless you take a plea agreement, you are allowed an appeal until your appeal steps run out. That's in the whole.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it is. I mean,
it might depend upon the state. Was it the state? Was it federal?
Yeah, was it state or federal or?
Yeah, it varies by state. That's the thing about our federal system. You know, some things are legal in one state, they're not legal in another. Some things are not legal federally, legal by
But
state.
the appeals court is you're supposed to at least. I mean, like I know in Texas we have 3 levels of appeal.
Yeah,
and then
and you know you'd think that on in most of those cases, especially like I said, where a person's life's at stake, they get that chance. You know, just like for example, Danny Masterson, he gets the right to exhaust all of his appeals. Hopefully, knock on wood, it won't happen. It probably won't.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping that they don't have to go right, Mandy. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah. I hope that this family does not have to go through this, but they are going to have to go through it now every 2 years. And Ben is right. Look, that's why I wanted you to look. And if you're feeling sorrow, you don't care what you look like. She's making a point of making it look like she is wiping tears. Also, no movement in her chin. So,
yeah. I didn't sense any sincerity. The words contrition.
Yes, absolutely.
Contrition. She was not contrite in her mannerisms and everything. So yeah, she and yeah,
but it went all over with.
She knew exactly what the heck she was doing.
But the media put it in mental illness. Okay, so that was one thing that made me start down this rabbit hole that I didn't really want to do yet because I still had a whole lot more to add to this. But let's see. Stop sharing. Let me share this one. So, right, Amy? Yes, absolutely. And there's a lot of cases. Y'all are all right about everything y'all are, talking about. And I wish I could make this bigger, but I don't know. But okay, so mental illness is often portrayed in the news in ways that are inaccurate, misleading, or harmful. Linking mental illness to violence. It says news coverage often links mental illness to interpersonal violence, even though most people with mental illnesses are not violent. This can increase social stigma towards people with mental illness.
Well, it even goes back to the 60s, to the very, the Deadly Tower, the shooting in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was sincerely messed up in the head. Didn't he have like a tumor or something? That was,
Yeah, it was a brain. Yeah.
He had a brain tumor that was, and so it was not him inherently, his personality didn't do that. It was something that happened to him. It was an actual physical.
It was a physical
thing that caused him to do that. So yeah, but it goes even way back then. Like even in our popular culture, like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It was, you've got these characters in hopefully I'll understand. Hopefully I'll get to my point. Remember my point. But yeah, I think we're kind of primed as a culture to think that when, there's got to be something wrong with people when they do bad stuff.
Yeah.
And
but that's what we want to say, that
there's
got to be something mentally wrong with them, because we can't grasp that they're just inherently evil.
Yeah, and some people are, like Ted Bundy, people like him, they were just born bad,
right.
and stuff. And this woman, I'm
going to start some of these real quick, just so I can go back to them. Okay. So stereotyping mental illness in the media. The media often portrays mental illness as dangerous, unpredictable, or violent. This is different from the reality that most people with mental illnesses are not dangerous. There you go. They are not. I mean, most people are not. The media can model negative reactions to people with mental illnesses, such as fear, rejection, derision, and ridicule.
Yeah.
And then some examples of mental health being blamed in the news. We all know the mass shootings, social media, modern parenting. It even says some have suggested modern parenting may be a factor in the teen mental health crisis. But y'all parents know that. That's what the media thinks.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Then we go over here to.
Reminds me of my.
Oh wait, no, wrong one. Wrong one. I got to get this right here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not working. It's not working. What happened to my stuff? I don't know. My stuff is gone here.
Yeah, they blame. I play video games and I'm.
There we go. Got it. Okay. So share this tab. Okay. So right here, blaming. Now I'm going to use my own state that I live in. Okay. This is why I'm going to use my state. I mean, Brian, that's one reason that I figured you would really be good for this. Okay. Blaming. Now this came out in, hang on. So just so y'all know, this came out on May 24th of 2023. Okay.
Okay. So
blaming mass shootings, and it's from Texas. It's whatever this is, Meadows Mental Health Policy, but the article was published by WFAA on May 24th, 23. It's about Texas. Blaming mass shootings on mental health is oversimplifying a complex problem, experts say. And then it says each time it happens in Dallas, Texas top leaders point the finger at one thing: mental illness, and it happens a lot. We had 2017. People were shot and killed in a church at Southern Springs. 26 people. 2018, 10 students and teachers died at Santa Fe High School. 2019, 23 people were in El Paso Walmart. Then weeks later, seven people when a man went on a spree and crossed through Midland and Odessa. 2022, 19 kids and 2 teachers in Uvalde. 23. In 2023, 8, including 3 children, in an outlet mall in Allen. After that happened in Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Abbott, our governor, stuck to the same message he repeated after every mass shooting. It was, we need, the mental illness, the mental illness. People want a quick solution. Abbott told Fox News Sunday in the only interview he's ever given about the Allen massacre. The long-term solution here is to address the mental health issue. Here's our statistics, though. Here's where wait, what's going on? Yeah, there's gonna be, please, I hope everybody's being respectful in the chat, because I'm not monitoring the chat. And if you need to step away, you can, but please, if there's a problem, let me know now. Somebody can say red light. Okay, so everything's good. I don't care about debates. If y'all are having a debate, I don't want anybody being rude. That's the one thing I'm not going to have. Okay, statistics. To say mental health is the root cause of every mass shooting is to oversimplify a complex issue. Okay, so I agree with that. But there is no relationship between mental illness as a group and mass shootings at all.
Oh, no.
Said Andy Keller, president and CEO of Meadows Mental Health Policy Institute. And he said it's an important thing because there's a huge social bias that says people with mental illness are violent. There's the stigma. There comes full circle. Okay.
Again, it has to deal with how things are portrayed, like, serial killers, or mass shooting. Serial killers, they're crazy. they're portrayed as crazy stuff. It's
I'm looking right here. This is the main thing I wanted to get to, only because I get to say it, because it is my state and I always say it, and no one really believes me that it is in black and white. In 2022, Mental Health America ranked every state based on access to mental health care. And I have said this a million times that Texas was dead last, and everybody's like, no way. Texas came in last.
Yes, Texas sucks. Yeah, there's a much more robust mental health infrastructure here in Arkansas than there is in Texas.
Yeah,
I remember, because when I was in my 20s and I was wanting to get a little help because I was low income and, student and all that other stuff, I had access to it. I don't know if it's there anymore, but at one point it was. So I probably think it still is.
Okay, so hang on, I'm going back up here. Okay. All right. Well, I know y'all are into a conversation and all this, and I'm sorry that I missed a bunch of the stars, but I'm going to go to the stars real quick because I want to talk about some of this. DeAudrey, absolutely. Very glad she's still in prison. Absolutely. Y'all saw how long it took them to actually vote. I mean, a second. Like literally a second.
See, a lot of this conversation reminds me, I can't remember the exact thing he said, but I listened to a lot of Alan Watts, and one of his lectures, he mentioned something about people having to, in our modern society, of course, he was doing his lectures in the late 50s and 60s and stuff. It's like in modern society, people have to do something to become famous. People have to do something infamous, and instead of being famous, they're confusing infamy with fame. And we've got such a celebrity culture, that infects it infects everything. Like for example, at the end of Iron Man 3, let's go. I don't know the nerds here, Iron Man 3, but at the end of it, when the guy who was playing the bad guy, you know, when he was being let out in handcuffs. He was just this poor actor who was, you know, because he was a drunk, was fooled into playing this role, and then he was all being filmed and stuff that they were going out and in handcuffs. Like, come on, I'm famous, I'm famous, I'm famous. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, yes. And power lies. Alan Watts does rule.
Oh Lord.
I've learned a lot of interesting things from listening about life and myself and various things by listening to his lectures and stuff.
Yeah,
I
I'm
really
trying
wish
to
I could
get some
remember.
more.
I really wish I could remember the exact thing, but a lot of what this brings up, that, you know,
I'm trying to store some. I'm sorry. I'm trying to start some.
yeah,
Hey, Amy. I'm sorry.
it's
I was
it,
on the other. I
it,
wasn't looking at the Amy Lee. I'm sorry. Was not over here.
yeah, it's
I
like
was
if
on the
you're
other comments.
if you can't get famous because you're talented and stuff like that, you might as well be infamous.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe. Hang on just a second. Oh wait, I gotta pop this up there just because. Power. He says Alan Watch rules.
Yep.
Oh gosh. Um.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Later on, I'll probably be listening to a random lecture, and that little point will come up. I'll be like, yeah, that's what I wanted to remember.
Let's see. Indigo says it's so tragic and infuriates me. Her and Lori Vallow make me rage.
Oh,
Yeah, no kid. The pair of them. Yeah,
now
exactly.
that Vallow woman is definitely not right in the head.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what does it mean? Not right in the head or mentally ill?
Yeah, I'm thinking not right in the head.
She's not gonna. She doesn't behave like
Yeah,
society expects, or mental illness, and that's where the stigma
yeah,
comes in from the news.
yes,
They want to pair it all in one big lump.
yeah. Well, yeah, and stuff like I I was listening to her, watching the documentaries and stuff on her, and just listening to that podcast that she had.
It infuriated me.
Oh God, she's just you could the and it doesn't help that we are in such a that excuse me. It doesn't help that we are in such an apocalyptic age too. You know, I grew up with freaking with revelations being shoved down my throat, and be good, and Jesus is coming around and all that other stuff. So it's really, you know,
Yeah. Let's
ugh.
see. Sophia says women aren't naturally nurturing, and societies like to block that out because they rely on women as caretakers, and children usually suffer because of it. True
Yeah,
statement there, Sophia. I do agree with that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
oh, and that's the same way. Like most people, it's just people forget about what we got between our legs. Most people are nurturing and caring, especially when it comes to them and their own. Evolution put that in us. Okay.
Yeah.
So either whether it's man or woman with someone who,
Hey, E.
hey, how's it going?
How are
Some
you, E?
someone
Barbie,
who
hey.
someone who does something like Susan Smith, like Lori
Yeah.
Vallow, anybody who does that, it's just natural for us
Hey, Barbie.
as a species to assign an aberrant condition to them, because it is aberrant what they have done. It's not like, it's not like they killed them on because of self-defense.
Right.
And then you've got the poor, not, I'm gonna say poor, the woman who drowned her kids in Texas.
Yeah.
Now that was a case
In the
of
bathtub. Now, that was a case of postpartum depression being,
a
she was,
diagnosable
it was
mental
diagnosed. Yes.
illness. Okay,
Not an
Susan,
excuse, but it
yes,
is, she definitely had, well, she was both, she was beyond postpartum depression. She was in postpartum psychosis.
yes, and it's that and like I said, so the poor woman, poor kids. having to go through
cut
that,
off from society.
cut off from society and everything. And,
I blame the husband for that 100%.
yeah. And
I mean, he did that.
So there's your two extremes. You've got, I forgot her name. Oh God, I forgot her name. But you got the
Susan?
woman. No, the woman in Texas.
Oh, they're from Texas. Oh my gosh.
You got that on one side, which is documented, and then you got someone like Susan Smith, who, who like, I could be very crude here.
You can say what you want.
who liked the way this dude stooped her,
And, yeah. That's Andrea Yates.
Yeah, Andrea Yates was
Andrea,
the one. Oh yeah,
in Houston, right here by me. Yeah,
and stuff. So you got the different motives.
She had
different
postpartum
reasons.
psychosis. Actually, right here. It's right here.
Yeah, she was genuinely
5 children.
messed up.
She was.
And it's like, and that stuff's real. It's like one of my oldest friends. His wife
was found not guilty by reason of mental defect. So,
yeah, but that means that she's got to be institutionalized for the majority of her life, though.
She actually
help.
Oh wow, I did not know this. In 2022, no, it's saying at the time of the murders, it was determined that Yates suffered from postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, and schizophrenia, and she declines release from the mental hospital.
Oh well, then at least she knows. She knows. And that shows right there. That's the difference between the two cases we're talking about here.
Yeah.
If she said, "Don't lock me, keep me in here," I don't want out. Then yeah.
Yes, Audrey. I'm sorry I wasn't on the main chat. Yeah, it was Andrea Yates. Yeah, Andrea was completely broken. Yes, I mean she was. That was she was from the start. It was over for her. She was too controlled by her husband, plus, not allowed to have any help with all the kids that he kept making her have.
And like
he did ask for help, but she had to. Her husband wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, I have like I said, I have a friend. His wife, after she had her 2 kids, she had them late in her late 30s. It was just like she had a set of kids in her early 20s, and then they got together and then this other kids, right? She suffers from that, and poor guy, she won't get any help.
But see, here's the thing: the news portrays at least they're portraying Andrea Yates correctly, because her story was horrific as it was. The husband demanded her keep having these kids. She was reaching out for help. Yes, TC acts. Yes, she does not want to be. I just read that she does not want to be released from the mental hospital. That means that she actually takes responsibility. What she did, Yes. And hang on. I'm going to start that one. Okay. I'm going over to the start, guys. I'm not going to be in the live chat real quick. I want to get through some of these. Indigo says that's because the conviction is max to life, which means you get an option for parole. And she always had the option for appeal in our system. Death penalty is hard to prove. And it's proof. That's part 1. Hang on. It's proof that without a doubt, you have without a doubt, you need to show conviction. Also, many states who voted to get rid of the death penalty was commuted to life, like California. Texas has an express lane. So, I mean, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
The mayor, witness says that thank you. We got help now. Okay. The witness says the mayor of Union just spoke out about it recently, how it really impacted their community there. Yeah. I watched that. That was right before they aired the parole hearing.
Well, like I said, it was all over the news. Because I remember I was going to college, and it was like every 5th, 6th story or so on the TVs they had there that were tuned to the like CNN or whatever was about that.
Yeah. This is another case right here. It's so frustrating because media spins that Scott Peterson is going to retrial for Lori and Connor's murders. Same reason Casey Anthony didn't get out on appeal. Casey Anthony was not convicted.
Acquitted. Yes, she was.
He was acquitted. Yes, she was acquitted.
So she got out.
She was found not guilty. Yeah. Blake says, I'm still beyond shocked Casey Anthony. So she was found not guilty in a court of law. She cannot be tried again. Double jeopardy.
Yep. That's our system.
Because they couldn't prove beyond it's not there. The preponderance of evidence versus beyond
preponderance of evidence is something like civil.
It's more civil. Your preponderance of evidence, and then you have your beyond a reasonable doubt for criminal.
You have to, because the bar is that much higher. Like we're saying, we're dealing with people's lives.
And her Jose, whatever his name is, attorney that she was sleeping with, allegedly.
Probably was.
Well, I mean, she moved in with him, but allegedly, when she got out, but she was found not guilty. I mean, she could never be tried for Kaylee's murder again, ever.
Yep.
Mandy says, I saw a case where the internet and police went hard on the hubs because he couldn't look at his eyes. He was autistic. Turns out the bestie harmed his wife. Yes, absolutely. And that's another thing to bring up, Mandy. Thank you. Yeah. Now, body language is not, I mean, even working on the ambulance, I can tell you this, that the cops would pull over somebody and say they were drunk and call us because they're, and they wouldn't be drunk. They had the alcohol smell on their breath, but guess what? They were diabetic. Their sugars were too high or their sugars were too low. And it does smell like alcohol in the breath. It sounds, I mean, you smell that, that's ketosis. Their sugars are just too high. They weren't drunk driving at all. You don't know how many people I've saved with that. You need to go, Brian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Something just clicked into place. Something just, a friend of mine is diabetic, and she came over one time, and she had this particular scent,
Yes.
And yes. So that was, and it was
like
different.
Alcohol. It's almost an alcoholic smell.
Yeah. And the last time I'd seen her was years before. It'd been a while since I'd seen her actually.
But that's when their sugars are too high.
Yeah. And she was having problems with her sugars at that time. So.
Yep, there you go. And you know how many people's been arrested for that? But thanks to us paramedics to get out there and try to save them when they're right. Don't really need to go to jail, Deaudrey, there's some pretty consistent things that the body does when you cry. Yes, I mean, yes, I do give you that. Where did Helena go? Let's see.
Yeah, and
body language.
And the most important thing is she didn't have any tears at all. Know. So
body language is in a science, but they often establish a baseline during interviewing so they can catch you in a lie, like with Gypsy Rose and her. See, I don't know what that case is.
That was sad.
There's a lot. Let's see. Witnesses, I agree. Sophia, mental illness is the how to the criminal act. In my opinion, mental illness is not absolution of any crime. And I'm going to tell you, witness, I was waiting for this comment to come up because guess what? The number one rule in my facility, mental illness is no excuse for bad behavior at all. Same thing goes for when I was in law school. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You may not know the law in a state, but if you break it, trust me, you'll know it.
It's Barbara.
Huh?
No, I saw this.
I know I'm missing everybody. I got to get back up here.
No, I can't watch the kitty. It's
Jose
the kitty
Baez,
formerly known as. It's the kitty formerly known as Tampa Beauty.
Oh, where's Shark Kitty? Is she here?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't in the live chat. Here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, Amy. Well, I was trying to get it through. Let's see. I'm trying to get some. It's hard back here doing both. Let's see. Yeah, Casey was screwing a lawyer. Jose Baez. Thank you, Amy. That's it. Yeah, you have to get a baseline. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I said. I did. Yeah, she was living with her lawyer. I knew that. Yeah. And it was that. What did Blake? Hang on. Is it that the icing on the crooked cake? Oh my God. Okay, wait. What is this one? The lawyer that got Joe Diaz was barred because he hurt people's feelings. What? Okay, I don't know about that one.
That was probably part of an internal conversation they're having.
Yeah. Wait, Ben says it. Yeah, crying is expensive. Face turns red. You start getting
Yeah.
snot, all sorts of things when you are in grief. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
God,
witness
yeah.
said, remember, Ben, camera on, baseline's already gone. Okay, so let's. Hey, Shire Kitty, I love you, and I'm sorry I was in the start comments and trying to work both back here with one hand, not working. I love you.
Hey,
I
we
love
got
you.
Gail here too. Hey, Liz.
And let's see. I'm just going to go down. I'm going to miss all these questions.
And
Hey,
Tiff,
Hot
Tiff,
Doesn't Think I'm sorry. Hello, hello.
and Tiff, Tiff 45.
Tiff is
Thanks.
here. Liz Gail, happy birthday, everybody. Tell her
Yes,
happy birthday.
Tell happy birthday to Liz.
Happy birthday, Liz Gail.
As a gentleman,
Yes.
I'm honor bound not to ask you your age.
I'm so glad. Sorry, y'all. I was over here in the start comments trying to run this back here by myself, like I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, so Blake, let me try to get through some of these. I'm not in the live chat though. Brian, you can watch live chat for me. The only program I've ever studied anything related to body language was kinesthetics in I can't even see. In employee psychology in my business program. And again, you have to learn your employees first. Yeah, you have to know their baseline. Absolutely. I agree with that. Ben says, one of my lead singers was at Columbine. She still says the press was completely wrong about it being bullying because the shooters were bullies. There we go. Media stigma. Here we go. You know what? I mean, it's just the best fake crying I've ever seen is still that lawyer guy with the snot all Murdaugh.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophia says she may be mentally ill, but she's not unstable enough to not be incapable of seeing the consequences of her actions. That's the relevant part. Thank you. She had the mens rea, the guilty mind to do it, and she has to stand trial for that and pay for that.
Yeah.
Yes. And Violet says, on the flip side, mentally ill people are very rarely violent. Thank you. Thank you. That's my point. It gives the stigma to them. And Amy Lee, hello, my dear. I just got here in time to hear about my home state. Mine too. I live here. I remember when there used to be a lot of mental health facilities when I was young and they all got closed down. Well, Amy, I could tell you this. My mom actually was the director of nurses at one of the psychiatric crisis centers for 32 years and they closed it down. So she retired from there. Yeah. Absolutely. Love our state. Come in last. Addressing mental health is fine, but that's for the determination of being capable to stand trial of the sentencing. Right. Yeah. I'm just basically was going through things about the media and how the media, but never in any of these do they come back and make a retraction and say, oh, we're sorry. It was the bullies at Columbine. It wasn't a mentally ill person. We were going to leave that stigma just hanging out there. They never make a retraction. And that's what upsets me about it. Susan should be in there. It's just sad they have to oppose her parole every 2 years. Yeah. It's sickening. Yeah. Okay, wait. I want to know this one. A witness says, have you listened to the forensic? No, Dr. John, I will because I watch him. So I will. I love Dr. John.
The Valo thing is they were caught up in their own delusion, religious delusion.
Yeah.
You know,
Mandy,
go ahead.
I've watched part of that. I have not watched all of that because it's just sickening to me. But Mandy, recently a woman did that to her 2-year-old and made it. What? Okay, it is definitely sick. Let's see, Dr. John. I love Dr. John. Yeah. So the cult, yeah. Lori's in Arizona now for the murder of her ex-husband, who was killed by her brother, who then had a heart attack. No wonder I can't keep up. My ADHD brain can't keep up with all that.
Yeah, a lot of people drop dead around the
I'm telling you, obviously. Mandy says the parents only got 40 years and 20 years suspended. So they will be out in 20 years. They left their kid on that couch for 12 years and only got 20 years. What the hell is that about?
Oh, boy.
Mandy, we got to talk. I got to know what that is. Amy, look at the Lindsay Clancy case. She offered her 3 kids and jumped out her window and is now paralyzed. She's a nurse with postpartum psychosis. That is a real diagnosis. Yeah. That is someone that needs help. You know? And so, okay, what did I miss here? What?
Probably.
I'm way behind now. I'm so behind now. Happy birthday, Liz. I love you. I'm just so glad. Tiff, hello. And Let's
If
see.
you're
Shower
behind and
Kitty,
you
I live.
can't catch up, just go. If you're
I know I
behind and
hate
you can't
skipping.
catch up, just go forward.
I hate skipping people.
Go
Let's see.
forward.
I'm only 2 minutes behind. I can hurry.
Okay, well then it ain't that bad.
No, I thought it was worse. Marie's back. Look, what Marie said. Now I'm back now. I find Dr. Todd Grande's summaries and analysis of these cases really helpful. His YouTube channel is good. Thank you for that. Yes, and hi, Shower Kitty, and hi, Liz, Gail, and Tiffany, and everybody else that came in while I was gone. Oh man, Amber here's what Amber heard was something. Amber is typical of an actor. She could do all of it, but didn't know that emotions fade, don't just switch on and off, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Selma,
I know. I really wanted Ben to come on here today, but everything at work got crazy, and I didn't get a chance to ask him to be on here with us too. I really wanted Ben to do this. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up, guys.
And hello, Selma. Selma, complicated last name.
I was heavily pushed to us with every. It was heavily pushed to us. I'm trying to see what Cece says. It was heavily pushed to us with it. Every violence incident was mental health, drugs gone wrong. That was from the PR announcements managed. There you go.
Was that's a CC? You were a Scientologist, right? Was she a Scientologist?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. CC, that is exactly right. Like that is it. It was heavily, the mental health drugs gone wrong when actually, I don't know. Hang on. Yeah. Yes, I do listen to Dr. John, Hot Desert Chicks. You plan on going to Valo in Arizona? Wow. I'm really not trying to skip anybody. Wait, Mandy, what's that? I mean, it's called a tear stick. It's a menthol wax. Oh, yes, yeah. Heard of that quite a bit. Love you, Barbie. If you're not still in here, if you are, I love you and thank you for stopping by. Please, I know families first. They're requiring her a mental incapacity exam, and she's not happy. I guess that's Valo, right? CC says, wait, management executives would come brief every time. Sea Org anyway. Yeah, about make sure y'all knew that it was all about a mental health drug gone wrong, right? Yeah. I'm so sorry that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see you here, CC. I'm just so glad that you're out. I'm glad that you are. Yeah. I'm so glad you're free.
Yeah.
So, I truly am. Oh yeah, when Amber could be. Hey, Selma. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Hey, Selma, how are you? She said, look.
Yeah.
We are here and we are trying to get this across, but things are just not.
She's over in Europe. She's up late.
Yes. I know it is late, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning there. They're like where Sophia and Selma is, they're like 7 hours ahead of us. So.
Okay, so what are we talking about, Selma? We are talking about the news media, mental illness being portrayed in the news media, mainstream media.
And specifically using the Susan Smith case from the mid
promote away, y'all. Y'all all can promote your channels. Y'all all knew that. I never have to tell you if you have a channel, please promote. Would somebody please put Brian's up there? Please, please, please. All my mods, always. You never even have to ask. Promote your channels. Oh yeah, wait a minute. I just saw this. Absolutely love her.
Amy Baker.
Yes,
yeah, she is a hoot. She is a hoot.
Yes. Yeah. Please promote away Mandy's channel, Ben's channel, Brian's channel. I didn't get all that put in there because of that emergency I had at work. Mandy's channel, Hamina, whoever else has a channel. You never have to ask anything. Please promote your channels. We're all here. I have to go and wait at red lights because Arizona Department of Transportation happens. Oh my gosh. See, tomorrow we are going to be back with the comfort corner to talk about trusting the journey. Oh, that's cool, Hamina. Thank you. Amy Lee. Hey, yes, absolutely. So glad, CC. I'm just so happy.
And
Oh, it's 1 a.m. there, Selena. Oh my gosh, Summer,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, they're seven. She's in the. They're in the 7 hours ahead of us. We're in Central, so they're GMT +1. So that's 7 hours ahead of us.
See, I can't keep it all.
Hey, I had to learn that stuff
Tiff.
when I was in the military. So because I call home, we had on the ship we had satellite phones, right? So we could call home when
there's Brian's channel.
So I had to know where we were compared to where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna pan go while I listen because it's gonna rain soon. Yay! See, I really want to do that. Like, you don't understand when I tell you about that. My other half has an obsession with that. Like, he wants to do that so bad he can't handle it. He wants to go and try that. He watches every show on there, everything. He loves it. Yeah.
You can go up to Colorado and do it.
He watches the Alaska one. He watches the Colorado one. He watches all of them, like the Australia one. I mean, like everything.
The last year that me and my ex-wife were together, we did several weeks in Colorado, and the guy that was staying in the RV lot beside us, that's what he was out there doing. Come up and, hey, look what I found, these little flakes of gold. So
yeah, we have watched. I was like, I was getting to the point where I could say that's going to weigh this and this. I was like, we got to quit watching this. That is so cool. Okay, so now here's where we are. So the stigma that mainstream media puts on mental health. Okay, so all of these different scenarios that we've talked about. Has anyone, really, has anyone ever heard of the media coming back, actually retracting that statement?
No,
I've never heard it, and I'm 50 years old.
Yeah, and then the media is like, the media has a very short memory.
Yeah, they're moving on to the next thing. Forget that we just left that stigma held out there.
Yeah, to the next story, to whatever gets ratings and whatever makes them money.
And that's the sad part about it. Do you know the reason why I like the live streaming now? Because you don't have to go through.
Yeah.
The mainstream media, just what they make up and what they want to tell you. Kind of like, honestly, like being in the Sea Org, you only get what they want you to get.
Yeah.
Hey, Misha, no, I actually was started late. I was supposed to be at 4, and I didn't start till 4:30 because I have an emergency going on at work. Yeah. So, yeah, I was actually late. It's okay, Misha. We were just going over some of the stigma by mainstream media.
Yeah.
Oh, you're at home, CC? I just bring buckets home. There's no water around here. Oh, really? But so the mainstream media, we could sit there and they can all day long say this is, like I said, it reminds me of the Sea Org. They only tell you, or Scientology, period. They only tell you what they want you to know. And if you're one of the older people that grew up only having, here in my area was channel 4, 6, and 12. It was ABC, NBC, CBS. That was it. Yeah,
we had the 3 networks, and
and when the president was on, everybody was pissed because it was all taken.
We had a couple of UHF channels, and I could hardly ever pick up PBS. So
yeah, like literally, I go to my granny's and okay. So wait, hang on. Let's see. I just must say, I now need to try to understand what is mental illness versus mental damage, physical. Okay, so mental damage. Okay, so a brain injury, like I have seizures. Let me go there. I have seizures. That causes brain damage. My nerves, my neurons.
Which can lead to mental problems.
Yeah, it leads to other problems, but that is a physical. That is a physical mental damage. I got into a car wreck, and I hit the back of my head. That is brain damage. That is a physical mental damage. That is something that you cannot change. Like especially, okay, Misha, that's fine. Especially if you have a permanent brain damage, and they call it permanent if you go 6 months and there's no improvement on your EKGs that they do. I mean, your EEGs that they do. So if they do not find an improvement on that brain injury after 6 months, it's considered permanent. And that is the actual damage, physical damage. Now, the mental illness is you have neurons, you have, they have, no, right here. Look, Amy says, I think Scientology has done a lot of damage on this topic. We were told Ritalin was the cause of all the school shootings. Now the same drug is helping me get through college. Glad I got out too. That's it. It's, you have to learn. You don't know what you don't know till you know. I mean, you just have to know. And when you're not raised in that.
Well,
you're raised.
We'll just think of my situation. I was raised out in the middle of nowhere. Mental illness, I was basically told to suck it up.
Yeah.
Especially in my teenage years when I was being bullied and shit. Put up with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right.
Man up, grow some balls.
That's what we were talking about, men's mental health. Yeah. I mean, that's all of y'all heard, And then Crystal, yeah, right. There are too many stigmas surrounding mental health and trauma survivors. Stephanie, you're absolutely right. Sophie, I love you, girl. So yes, Amy, you're absolutely right. And CC is right about, wanting to know the difference between the physical damage, the mental damage, and the mental illness. And the mental illness is, the mental illness is we have these little receptors and all these chemicals, and I call them your happy chemicals in your brain, but you have dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, things. You have different chemicals all in your brain, and if they're not all firing and working on the same like they're supposed to, that's when it's considered a mental illness. And you could try therapy, or there's just an array of things. You don't necessarily have to go to mental health drugs first. It's just, or if we go into some trauma and we have very bad trauma and we have, I have ADHD. Okay. So I have seizures. Those are things that I cannot change no matter what. I mean, it is, but it doesn't mean that I cannot try to do my best. And it doesn't give me an excuse for any behavior. No, there's extreme people. There's extreme mental health people that yes, they're mentally ill and they will kill you if they want to.
Yeah.
That's the ones that choose to stay that way because there's medications and all kind of other therapies out there.
Yeah.
But,
and
or they're just
it's those extreme examples that put the stigma onto
that's right.
everybody else.
That's right.
Especially when it comes to something that inspires fear, we are automatically going to err on that side. Err on the side.
Yeah, it's always the fear.
It's what helps us survive.
Yes. Look, okay, so she said, then what do we call is wrong with violence? It's not normal. No, it's not.
No.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
No.
And if someone's not right in the head and they do something, and if someone has something wrong with them and they do something, then they should be treated accordingly, whether punished, but given the help that they need. And if that means them staying in like the woman staying in a freaking mental institution.
Selma, go ahead. Selma, oh yes, there's Crystal. After this chat, y'all, please let's go to Crystal Phoenix. Let's support her. But look, no, Selma, what is your? I would really love to hear that.
Yeah.
Your theory of the reluctance of people against mental health problems, and what do you call the violence? Is just mean. The hatefulness, it's just people being evil.
What the violence against?
Yeah, what CC asked about what do you call is wrong with violence? It's not normal. No, it's not normal.
Oh,
and I don't even like to use that word normal.
Well, it depends on the context. But what is she talking about? Someone who, like for example, someone who mass shooters.
Right here. Look right here. Because she was in Scientology and she's out now. Okay. So,
Yeah.
thank you for explaining the mental,
Yeah,
the two different ones. Yeah. Your illness and your damage.
and then what we do, okay.
What do we call violence? It's not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal. Well, you know, violence is not normal, period. But
No.
okay, I'm almost 50 now, and I think most of us here are about the same age. Okay.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. Here, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm almost 50 now, and I think most of us here are about the same age or a bit older. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 52. So
I'm 50.
Our parents, she goes, our parents were born in just around the Second World War. Yeah. And they have that generational trauma from that. Like my mom, yeah, my mom.
Oh, Amina, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That's Selma. And in the period where the whole world was severely traumatized, right here, Amina just hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been there has been some desensitization to it, which you can lead to, which you can
And
I'm
here's
say blame. I'm not going to say blame, but you can depression era thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, you know, especially like my parents were from Appalachia. So it was doubly so.
Yeah. So Indigo says,
Yeah. And my parents are okay.
Yeah, share your page. Share your page always. You never have to ask them on this channel. This is a community, guys. Everybody share your page, please. Let's see. As someone says, you just had to keep going or you would not survive.
Yeah.
And then, Hamina, when you get exposed to violence all the time, tolerance gets more and more.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because you're in Mexico. So look what you're having to deal with.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay. I don't believe, I don't think if I could live down there.
Oh, no, she had an incident not a while back that scared me to death. Violence Crystal says violence hasn't become normalized. It's just another generational trauma combined with media stigmas about it, or it's just meant to be ignored. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, scarcity, grapes of wrath. Yeah. And then that's been carried down through the generations below them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we had, what did they call it? They called, I heard it called World War I and World War II were basically one huge war with a little bitty with a little bit of time in between. And what happened in that time?
Look what Selma just said too.
So most older people do not have a lot of empathy toward today's problems. No, they don't. It's
because you don't know. You know what you've been through.
Yeah, because what we're going through now is a generational shift,
and it is.
You know, and it's like I had an issue. Like I talked about a month and a half or so ago. I called my mom, and I was complaining about my problems and everything, and I just wanted to talk, and she basically told me to freaking suck it up. And then I told her to pull something out of her ass, and she hung up on me.
You know, my mom's kind of the same way, like, except she's Char Kitty, I love you. I did not know if you heard me a while ago. My mom's kind of the same way about, you know, she was like, if I talk to her and I'm hurting or I'm crying or I'm upset, I have to totally stop, push it all down.
Yeah.
And just like I was raised, which screwed me up forever, you know, push it all down, and I have to talk to her just like this. I cannot whine. I cannot have that, even that inkling of a quiver in my voice, or it sets her off.
Yeah.
And she's a mental health nurse, but that she can't handle it. There's something about that triggers her. So it's weird.
Yeah. But yeah. My mom came from that generation.
I hope I didn't explain it well, but the new problems that focus on mental health seem okay. So yeah, I hear that a lot. Selma, really, I do. Yeah. See, Tiff says, I think we can look at mental health generationally health, also by generations of alcoholism. Yeah, that's yeah. And me and you both witnessed. We are Gen X. We're like, what the F is going on?
What the hell's going on?
We are all. Most of us are Gen X. Yep. Sophia, my smart friend. You have to actively break the cycle of avoidance, and that starts with socialization and education to children. And
Yeah.
Crystal, the way to change this is exactly what we are doing here by spreading awareness.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's one of the things I'm
And
proud of my
yes.
sister about. My sister has taken a lot of these lessons that from what we
Thank
went
you,
through.
Selma. I'm so glad you know. I'm really, and a lot of the media still have that old way of thinking. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, it takes a while for those.
Oh
it
yeah,
takes-
Tiff, we got to give her snaps. Snap, Sophia. Yep. And that checks out because my mother was never allowed to whine about her feelings and dad wasn't even allowed to talk about them. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go, y'all.
Suck it up. Suck it up, buttercup.
Yep. I hear that from my mom to this day, but I'm Generation X. I'm used to it. So
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah.
go out there and get your own. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I'm just saying. My mom used to tell me, "You go out there and you find me your own switch and bring it back in because you're getting your butt whipped."
Yeah, that happened to me.
Don't ever get the smallest one.
No, because they hurt worse.
They hurt way worse.
Of course, I was always a good boy, so it was my brothers that did that would had to go do that. Usually, I was the good kid. So, and that's also part of yeah.
Alcoholism is awful. Fortunately, younger people are turning away from alcohol and breaking the cycle. To that.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of alcohol.
You're not too emotional. You are just
Barbara.
You, and I love you for you, Barbara.
Barbara, you're perfect exactly the way you are.
You don't have to change for anybody. It's not something they were Blake says it's not something they do on purpose. It was the tools they were given. Right. No, I agree with that.
But I'm really glad that we know more these days.
Yeah.
It's light years compared to what us Gen Xers were.
Oh, God, power. Yeah. Us Gen Xers were alcoholics by junior high.
Well, in my case, it was a pothead. I was a pothead by junior high school or by high school. So.
Oh, yes. Wait, Crystal says, 2 members of the village are allowing me to share their stories in my anthology book project, and we are changing the world one person at a time. Oh, wonderful, beautiful.
Cool. What kind of anthology?
Jeff says, yeah, I know. I tried to change the narrative.
What kind of anthology book are you
Crystal,
doing, Crystal?
Crystal.
Yeah, I might be interested. Email me. Email me. You can find my email on my channel.
Well, hang on. I can actually do this. If somebody wants,
here, I'll put my email in the private chat.
Well, I'm fixing to jump right here, and I don't know if they're ready, if want to come up here or not, but there you go. If anybody wants to jump up and say a few words about anything, just so it's not getting lost in the chat. There's the stream. Yeah. The private chat and okay, Brian, let me get this. Let me copy.
Yeah, I put my
okay. Comments. Paste. And wait. Nope. All that did was wait a minute. No, I don't see you, Hamina. All I did was something. I don't know what I did. Y'all forget this one. Hang on. I'm gonna savage myself, I think.
Yeah, you got the StreamYard. You got the StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to. Okay, I got it now. Okay, copy. Paste. There's Brian's email.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I want to say. Oh gosh, everybody's back here. Hang on. Ready. I didn't see y'all. I'm sorry. There, y'all are on stage. I wanted to see that. It's amazing to me how much physical health can snap my mental health in half out of nowhere.
Oh Lord, yeah.
The pain I'm in right now. Yes, I understand that, Barbara, very much.
Yeah,
so. They sit down there all waiting patiently. Where did you go, Amina?
She left.
Come back on stage. I can't hear you unless you're on stage.
I was not meant to jump live. I wanted to be backstage to help you start because you're having more people there.
I know there's so many. No, there's so much stuff going on. I can't.
Yeah, so let me just help you start. I don't.
Oh, hon, when
Crystal, yes.
When she jumped backstage, I actually had a message for her. No, she was at my, I guess you would say, meet and greet the authors. Paul, you were there too for a few.
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah, okay. I watched so many streams. I kind of
the
sometimes
final 2 writers. are
Yeah.
going to be I'm streaming in like 45 minutes with the final 2 writers in the anthology that had just come out today. The reason I had to do it split is because one of them's in Hong Kong. So it's 9:00 Tuesday morning for him when we go live at 7.
What kind of anthology is it?
This particular one, give me 1 second. I just got a new PC like this morning, kind of hooked up. So I'm still playing around with it. Okay. There we go. Say that again. I had to turn my speakers up.
What kind of anthology is it?
Okay, this particular one was called Speechless. Ironically, it's some of the chapters are honoring someone we cared about that still had something to say. Like my chapter was about my sister and how she bucked the societal like norms. My sister Susan, the term wigger, and I'm not saying it in a derogatory way, that term, if you remember what it means, was my sister. She fit in the Black ghetto community, and she's as white as me, kind of thing, but she lived by her rules. She was authentic. That was the whole point of the story, kind of thing. But the others are like about being neurodiverse or giving those that are really heavily neurodiverse, like nonverbal autistics and stuff, giving their story a voice.
That's cool.
But the one that I said that 2 of the village members are taking part of is actually my domestic abuse awareness anthology that I am putting together and having published.
Oh, wow.
That's coming out on the 21st of December for Yule, actually. It's going to be an annual project.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm certifiable.
We all?
You got to be you can survive in this world.
It's hard enough to edit your own writing, okay, when you're in publishing, No, I've decided I'm going to take about 10 to 15 other people's stories and edit it all together.
Oh Lord. Yeah. It was hard enough for me to string together enough poetry to put out my short collections that I can just imagine.
Actually, what's funny is I actually have a series of poems from a friend of mine's mom who was a survivor and was just such an upbeat person that I'm sharing her mom's poems in the Angels Lost part of it, even though she wasn't lost to domestic, but she is an angel and everything. And the poems are about how she overcame the domestic abuse and everything. So that's going in that section. So I've got poems together. Actually, correction, 3 people are writing in the anthology, but Max already said that I can announce that she is. The other 2 haven't decided if they're writing anonymous yet or not, considering what it's about. And I am giving my writers that option. They want to share their story, but they're still scared to have it tied to their name permanently,
Indigo has Crystal here. Indigo says,
I do appreciate that. I might take you up on at least a little bit of it. Because I've got somebody, Lonnie, right? Those of you that were in the live the other day, and also tonight, Lonnie Ray is the one that has done all of the Rattled Awakes, everything.
Yes.
And she is going to help me with the SEL, making sure that I've got everything in order and stuff. Because when I tell you this woman can put together a book in a week, and within 24 hours of it being published, hit international best-selling list. I'm not kidding.
Maybe I should talk to her about my poetry collections.
She's helped people do some of that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I'm honestly not here. Like I wasn't trying to promote. I just.
I want look. this channel is for this whole community. I don't mind anybody. Y'all, this is a place of connection. That is the biggest thing, connection. Mental illness, mental health.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes,
and it's going to sound silly, but I have 2 coaching programs. I've already thankfully gotten my betas. In fact, another member of our family is one of the betas for me. But I can't decide on like the name for the trauma-centered coaching program. It's a 12-week program to basically help you find your identity. It's a personality recovery program. I have one that's not trauma-centered and one that is. The one that's not trauma-centered is being called Midlife Identity Crisis to Phoenix Reborn.
I love that. I really love that.
But it's the trauma one that I can't figure out. My brand is Crystal Phoenix. That is me. Literally, that's my brand. And I want to have Phoenix in the title. But I don't know where to go with it. When it comes to that kind of stuff, you kind of want to label it right, you know?
Hey, do you have a poll or something, Crystal, on your community page? Or just a question that people can comment?
No, I didn't think of that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe just like have people, and you can maybe pick a 1 or 2 of that you could even mix them together to find something you like.
Yeah, because I mean,
I like that, Indigo. Rising from the Ashes, Phoenix survivors.
Yeah,
that's
like my company slogan is coaching the Phoenix, together we rise.
No, so Sophia said, so Phoenix rising from the ashes isn't our first thought.
No, but you know what? You guys had seen my old avatar. This is an original thought because I'm a kitty phoenix. I'm not just a straight phoenix bird. Thank you. I'm a hybrid. So yes, it's my original thought.
Power even said, Crystal Phoenix is an awesome brand. Love that. Absolutely.
Oh, and Magic of Healing, I do beg of you, when you get your book and read it, could you please post a review for us on Amazon? She actually ordered the book for the speechless one. So
somebody, where's the link for that?
I will. I have the link on my.
It's on your page, Crystal?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
If you watch the live, actually no, I'm a dingbat.
Oh, Hamina's got it up there already. It's there.
Thank you. Well, yeah, she ordered it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, her and freaking Misha for that live. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I want to say thank you guys for all the comments and everything with the mental health and asking all these questions and for getting the book and everything. We have made an amazing community that supports each other. I want to just up here, you know, just show appreciation to all of us.
Okay, Hamina, you're leaving. I love you. Y'all remember tomorrow I won't be on this channel. I will be on my Others Keeper at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on a panel with several other creators.
I'm supposed to be on there too. I'm supposed to be on there too, I think.
You're going to be on there, Brian? Okay, great. Yeah. So, Hamina, thank you for your help. I love you.
Our social director, Misha, usually sends me them.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but she is.
I know, right? Do you know how many times a day I'm like, okay, Misha, help. All I had on my calendar that came up today was, I always put it 30 minutes early, so I'm really trying not to.
She's amazing, and
I'm like, help! What was I supposed to do?
Yeah,
some kind of panel tomorrow at 5:30. She looked it up, and I was like, oh, I remember now.
Mac and I were talking earlier about doing one that goes along with
Selma. Thank you for everything you have offered too. I don't want everybody to feel ignored. I want to say thank you.
I'm sorry, guys.
Phoenix Connection groups. Selma said Phoenix Connection groups. Let's see. Indigo, yes, absolutely. You can Indigo. You can pop up if you want.
Selma, the
Selma.
actual company is Crystal Phoenix Coaching. And then online for the website.
Embrace your inner Phoenix.
Thank you. That sounds like a winner.
Indigo, do you want on stage? I can't tell if
I
they're
like
just
that.
helping or if they need on
The Embrace Your Inner Phoenix.
I like that.
Yeah, 12 weeks to embrace your inner Phoenix.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Sophia's always smart like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
And that one does really fit with the trauma.
I don't know if they're yes, no, or just helping me.
I do like the Harley Quinn hair though, hon.
Okay, guys, tomorrow at 6 o'clock we will be on the others.
My Other's Keeper.
My Other's Keeper channel, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Thank you. I just wanted to jump up about the.
Well, Crystal, yours is fixing to start, right?
In a half hour, which means
in a half hour. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. I'm going to get something to eat before yours starts.
And email me. And email.
Poet. Misha's got all my info, and I think my email is on my channel.
Okay.
Shoot me, like all my socials are there.
Selma, good night, sweetie. Thank you for all of your very much welcomed wisdom today. That was I really appreciate that. I really do, and thank you. And you have a good night. Oh wait, Blake's got one. Listen, from ashes to embers, rise of the Crystal Phoenix. That's Oh, they say you just need to put a thing on yours, Crystal, like on your
no, I like that, but I think that's going to be part 2 for my solo series.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you, Selma. Thank you for that.
I appreciate all of this. Thank you guys.
And if Cece's still listening, if Cece, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to always message me about any of this. So I would please.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of stuff on mental health and neurodiversities and stuff on my website and on my channel as well. I even have a podcast with a ND he's my ex-brother-in-law about the actual medical effects of long-term mental trauma and abuse, like how it can literally affect your brain, affect your body, different illnesses it can cause besides neuro.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely even diabetes or any complicated. Yeah, I follow Dr. Gabriel Mate. Oh my God, he's like tremendous in that.
So
my therapist actually made me read When the Body Says No, the Caregiver's Guide to,
the Body Keeps the Score is a great one. Also,
yeah, that's it. The Body Keeps the Score. Yeah,
yeah. I even have the workbook.
I do too.
I do
too.
I need to read this here.
Oh, the Jamie's right.
Jamie's book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jamie's book.
I'm working on workbooks for for the 2 coaching programs, and I hate Canva.
I don't do Canva. I can't. Yeah, that's
like
so
building out like the word. It's like I've got this perfect
Adobe
outline.
I go to Adobe.
I've got Adobe Express, which is helping.
I do too. I have Adobe Express. Yeah, I like it. I guess because I started out on that one. I'm just a little.
But also like if you with around somebody that's like with trauma, like domestic abuse and stuff, it's a hard read, but to understand the different mindsets of your technical 7 classifications of different types of abusers, the book Why Does He Do It? It's really hard read, but
it's hard read.
Yeah, it took me over a year and a half to finish it.
Yeah. And see what I was going, what's happening at work right now is what I call the worst of the worst of the worst of mental health diseases. Which actually, I guess you would say it's a physical now, but
what's going on?
I have a patient that is advancing in his dementia.
Okay.
It's the worst disease known to man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. To me, that is, in my opinion, that is the worst disease that it.
Yeah, I worked in a dementia unit in a nursing home here. I love them, but
it's so sad whenever they know they have it, and they try everything they can to remain here.
Yeah, and that makes the sundowning even worse.
And then the sundowning, that's what I was dealing with, the sundowning.
Yeah. I watched one of my second mothers pass away.
Y'all, it's the cruelest freaking disease ever.
Yeah, I would.
You lose them before you lose them.
I would sit with her, and we'd have the same conversation like 10 times an hour.
Or they're always thinking somebody's, they pack up all their stuff at night. Want to leave, gotta leave. And then the next day want to know who messed with my stuff. I mean, it's the saddest. I've like tried not to cry this whole thing because just thinking about what he's going through his mind. And it's at the holidays, which is you got seasonal affect disorder, and it's making it harder on.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, my place is really like that. So, so there's a lot of things we're all going through, and I think I love this community so much more after today, just knowing that I'm not the only one that has to go through it alone.
No,
we're
here.
Because my mental health is kind of drained, like literally.
Oh yeah, and it will, especially dealing with dementia and everything. It's hard.
Pain in the arm and my neck, and I'm sick of it and not knowing what's. I didn't get a call today. I'm just. Hey, CC, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, you can message me, CC, anytime. But just the not knowing what they're going to do with my neck, and then finding out something's even worse than what I thought, and now this is going to be 2 surgeries in 1 year on my neck, and this is not.
Well, I'm going to jump out so I can eat a little bit and get ready for
we're
mine.
going to visit you as soon as we get through here, which won't be long. So
Yeah.
I got to take some ibuprofen. Bye. Thank you, Crystal.
Have a good one. All right.
Okay. Well, CC, yes, please, anytime you definitely can message me. I'm always available everywhere. Hey, Katie. Yes, you will, because we had a lot of information. You will see a lot of Katie. You will see a lot of. It's a good replay.
Yeah.
We had a good one. Sophia says because keeping it together while there's mayhem around you is exhausting. Yeah,
it can be.
Yeah,
extremely exhausting.
Yes, CC says we all need to learn to hug ourselves. I'm done beating up myself. What a waste. Oh my God, there's no truer words spoken. Look at that.
Yeah.
CC, yes, I agree with you so much.
Right,
Crystal's channel. Yeah, that's where she'll be in just a little while.
I'm already subscribed. So
if y'all haven't subscribed, please on Crystal's channel and everybody's channel, please. And tomorrow, like I said, please know that that we will be on Brian and I and Indigo will be on My Other's Keeper at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, and the topic is forgiveness. Forgiveness,
yes. So, and I'm so blessed to be able to be on there with some wonderful people. So, all right, Katie, yes, I hope you do replay because it's really interesting. And we did a lot of deep dive into some mothers.
I'm glad you invited me on.
Thank you for coming, Brian. I appreciate you more than you know. I really do.
Appreciate you guys too.
And we had an interesting conversation. I really enjoy the connection. So to all my mods that work so very, very hard, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And that y'all just jump in. Thank you, Witness. You just jump in when you're needed, and you don't. I mean, I love that. I love the way we all work together. And thank you, Brian, for being on here. Yes, Brian is so handsome. CC, how could he ever be lonely? I agree.
I just got a bad picker, I guess. I don't know.
But y'all, we will hope to see y'all on My Other's Keeper tomorrow. Shy Kitty, I love you. Call me in a little bit.
Love you too, Barbara.
Okay. All right. We'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good